the party.
You're listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, live with Josh Kimmel and Leighton Harrington. If you want to be a part of our show tonight, call 419-549-5744.
Woo! We're here, we're back, we're live, and all of that happy stuff. Wow, it's finally starting to warm up a little bit, so that's a plus. Let's see here real quick, getting into the chat, drop through there. Guest 1445 just vanished. Wow, must have been like an alien abduction or something. Ohio Relic Hunter, well, good grief, he vanished too. They're dropping like flies around here. I thought I saw Home Finder. There. Ohio Relic Hunter's back. Swansea's in. I don't know. Maybe we've got ghosts. They keep appearing and disappearing and everything else. But for those who are managing to break through whatever this supernatural barrier may be, welcome. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for you, the always valued and appreciated listener. I am your host, Josh Kimmel, and from the Midwest to the eastern shores of Cape Cod, the modern-day paladin has Detector, will travel. How's it going, Captain Leighton?
Hey, pretty good, buddy. How's things going with you this evening? I see you said something about it's warming up. Send it this way.
Well, if I can get any extra, I'm still working on getting it shipped in here. It was frozen mix today. As a matter of fact, it's raining now.
I was going to ask you if it was snowing. We got caught in one of those the other day ourselves, so I don't know, man. I guess it's just a matter of time. Every day that goes by is one day closer, so, I think it's just a matter of time before you just end up with just complete rain, if anything.
Right. Guess 1470 vanished. Oh, no, they're there. Okay.
All righty.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be one of those nights.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to go home. I know. I've been there.
Right. And I'm not sure what has been going on. There's been, obviously, we had a little glitch last week. I think that was mainly to do with the storms.
Okay. That's weird. Are we getting feedback from somewhere?
Yeah, it sounds like it's coming off of your end.
All gone? I don't know. That was weird. Boy, we do have some really funky... I thought when we switched venues, this wasn't going to happen anymore.
Well, there's a bug somewhere.
Evidently, it's crazy. I don't understand it.
I mean, we had that little bit of a glitch last week that I think was primarily to do with the storms. Although I noticed a little bit of a discrepancy in our time last week, and as we talked before we went live, I'm seeing a little discrepancy in time this week, too.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, listen, I hope it all works out anyway.
Right, and we do appreciate everyone for sticking in there with us last week when we had that little glitch.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was beyond control.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't us, that's for sure. But anyway.
The ghost of detecting past.
Yes, I saw that.
Well, right now I think it's more like Ghost in the Machine.
I don't understand it. Sometimes everything works just so perfect. Other times it's freaky stuff that goes on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we should save that. That's a good topic, by the way, Brandon. Maybe we'll save that.
Do a Christmas show.
Yeah, there we go. Or maybe Halloween or something like that, right? So, I guess you could kind of switch that. You could tie that in with both, I guess. The ghost on Halloween and of detecting past would be the Christmas story, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's truly beyond sight and sound at times, he says.
Right. Yeah.
It's under the radar, buddy. It's under the radar.
Right. Under the radar and beyond sight and sound. Nothing stirs.
I got to say one more thing. Bill just put the fire skunk must have fried the wires.
Yeah, something got melted, I do believe. We just have to figure out where so we can fix it.
Yeah, anyway. So I did manage to get out last 3 days in a row. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday today. Got out for a couple hours today.
I got out Friday to go to work. That was about it.
Yeah, well, you know what? Speaking of work, I'm starting my business up tomorrow, so got to get out there and make some dough, or I can't play with all those Indians later on, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see here. Looks like guest 1508, I guess, is in. Welcome to them. Whoever they may be. You know, sometimes it's better off not knowing who they are.
I guess. I guess. I know where you're going with that, but I'm just trying to play along a little bit.
I like to be in the know, though.
Yeah, I know. And no pun intended. I know you want to be in the know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you never know. With all the comments and antics and debauchery that goes on with the Weekend Dig,
right?
It could even be an animal that's logged in under guest.
Oh, boy.
You know, we'll wait and we'll see guest 2412, and I'll get a text message of a kangaroo or something.
It's the fire skunk.
Yeah. I'm going to get him this week. I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
Stomp the skunk.
So the land of the giving is still given, buddy.
Yes, I see that. It was, 8 Indians?
Today I got 8.
Right.
Yesterday I had 9. And Friday I had 12, I believe it was. So it's still giving. It is slowing down. Yeah, it is producing. Low and slow. I've been just trying to hit it from all different angles in the same exact spots. But I think it's time to move over to a different area. I felt like I've kind of covered quite a bit of the area, but, you know, it's time to just move over, I think. Just hit it from a different angle maybe, or
right.
Maybe even try a different program. I don't know. I would hate to do that since that's the program.
No.
I know. I hate to give it up, but
that program's working.
Yeah, it is. Don't fix it, right?
Right. Maybe come at it from a different angle or with a different coil.
Yeah, maybe a different coil. I might try. You know,
I left that 10x5 on.
It is. It really is. There's so many targets, and that's actually how I found probably 4 or 5 of those Indians today. They were so close to other targets that I think you're right. I think it's time to switch to a smaller coil, and that way I can get up closer and tighter to other targets, and hopefully the separation will be there for me. I'm sure it will be. I might just do that. I'll bring them both just in case. We'll see what happens. Because the stuff isn't that much deeper. I mean,
right.
Everything's all between 8 and 10 inches. There's hardly anything that's, you know, deeper than that. I might have found a few other things. I think I mentioned the other night on the show, I found that bell a couple of weeks back. That was real deep. That
Conestoga bell, I believe it was.
Yep.
Or at least that's what it looked like to me.
Right. So I think I'm going to do the 10x5 and give that a whirl. I did, and you're not going to believe this. Believe it or not, I actually saw another metal detector here today. First time in 12 months. Yeah.
Well, what the hell?
Yeah. We were eyeballing each other, but he wouldn't come over. And, you know, I worked the center of the park and he walked all the way around the edges. He would not come into the center. So I'm sure he's probably someone that's detected there for years and years. And he just probably, I did see him about 3 weeks ago, but he was on the beach. Like I said, this park adjoins a beach.
Right.
So it's just outside of a major city, and it actually, well, it's one of the first stops, rest areas, so to speak, when you come out of the major city. So that's why there's so many coins there. I mean, there's just literally hundreds of coins there. I think I'm over 70 plus silvers out of there in 12 visits.
Maybe what it was is he was trying to flank you.
I don't know what he was
but
trying.
But you just move around so fast, he couldn't do it.
I honestly, I hardly stayed right there. I hardly moved. I stayed right there in that whole one little 1,000, maybe 2,000 square foot area today. That was it. I stayed right there. I was actually micro hunting today.
Oh, wow.
Which is a good topic, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody says we're looking for aliens, I guess.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so this micro hunting, when I say micro hunting, you know what I'm talking about, but maybe some of the listeners don't.
Slow, low, and, a turtle looks fast.
Yeah, exactly. The molasses going uphill on a 32- degree day. So, I don't even move my feet. I just kind of move the coil.
I tell you, it may sound silly to some, but that's how I pulled out that little heart-shaped stone setting, the earring, and the chain a couple of weeks ago.
Right. And I'll throw in another little tidbit there, too. While I'm micro hunting, I use the wiggle effect. Now, I'm not talking about my body, Josh.
It's the new Elvis style of hunting. I'm looking for a hunk of large iron.
Oh, man. Oh, that's it. Micro hunt the heck out of that thing. Man, I was there for a few hours today. I did manage to pull a few silvers today. I've got my 4th quadfecta out of there in silver dimes in 12 hunts. 4 separate.
That is awesome.
That's just ridiculous. This place is like I said, people that know me and people that have told me, don't even go there. You're going to waste your time. I have no words to tell them. I really don't.
Because seeing what you're pulling out of there,
mm-hmm.
If that's wasting time, I'll be more than happy to waste some time.
Right. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's really crazy. So, yeah, the wiggle effect,
I've got nothing but time.
You got that right. Maybe we can make a dance out of that. The low and slow wiggle effect.
There you go.
But I'll tell you what.
It'll be the new rave. You'll see it on YouTube with MindLab audio in the background for music, or God forbid, in a few weeks you're going to see somebody from L.A. doing it to the, what's that song, Watch Me Nay Nay?
Yeah, there you go.
Watch me slow and low, watch me wiggle.
Yeah. But not much in the way of jewelry today. I did find a bracelet, an old antique brass bracelet, and I also got a key, a nice skeleton key. And the other piece of jewelry I managed to pull today was a nice old antique cufflink again. The place is loaded with cufflinks. I probably have about 15 or 20 out of there now. It's crazy. They're deep, too. Real deep.
Right. Looks like Swansea says if it was the spot he was in, he'd hobo for a week.
I saw it. I'm trying to be serious here, and he's throwing stuff out like that. Oh, that's a good comment, though. Yeah, I'd be hoboing it, too, I guess. And you know what?
Tell him to leave you a nickel or something. That way you get one of them cool design nickels.
Yeah, hobo nickel, yeah.
Yeah.
I should actually. You know what? It's over an hour and a half away from my house too, so that's 3 hours of travel time. The stuff's all between 8 and 10 inches deep. It's not really exceptionally deep, and I'll tell you, it's real loud too. These are not like little soft targets, where you, oh gee, I think that's a coin. There's a few in there that squeak, but for the most part, they're pretty loud. I mean, they're very loud, in fact. I'm not sure why people have surpassed these Indians. All I can chalk it up to, like I said last week, it's basically, I don't know, I think it's just the machine has changed. The sophistication has gotten much better.
Technology has come far from when these people may have hammered it.
Right. Years ago, they probably beat it up and they thought it was cleaned out, or what, most people think is cleaned out. And then I think some time went by, and you know what? I was also told today that they used to have club hunts there.
Well, and see, you stop and figure, let's just say, for example, 1972.
Yeah.
Max depth on a detector, you may be able, if it was a good day maybe, you'd be able to punch through the ground, 6 inches?
Yeah, if you were lucky after a wet day in the spring, yeah.
Yeah. So now with the technology that we've got, we're punching through 10, 12, who knows? Right.
But, like I said, I'm not getting much of that stuff real deep. I did find a couple of pieces of very big lead today that were maybe 10, 12 inches, but no coins that deep. There's hardly anything. Even the seeded dime I got today was probably 8 inches.
So you were looking for a hunk of melted lead.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I just think some time went by, and like I said, these metal detectors that we use are so sophisticated today, and I just think that's what it was. But this guy, let me get back to that guy. Right, he's watching me, I'm watching him, then I don't see him anymore. He was hiding behind a big old buttonwood tree. So I go, now we're playing cat and mouse, right? So I'm not trying to make it look like I'm watching him, and he's doing the same to me. It was kind of like,
everybody's doing that out of the corner of my eye watching.
Yeah, so...
I'm not looking at you, I'm over here making my own business.
So he's about, 200 yards from me, a couple football fields. So now we start the old, he's going around one side of the tree and I'm going around the other, kind of like a cat chasing a squirrel. So I go one way, and then I decide I'm going to fix him. I'll go the other way. So I start turning around, go the other way, do a 180. He starts doing the same thing on the other side of the tree. I said, oh, my God, what a day.
Should have just ducked behind the tree and just stood there on the other side of the tree for a few minutes. See what he'd do then. Oh, my God, where'd he go?
Well, then I said, well, heck with it. I'm just going to get back to what I was doing. So I paid no attention for about 10 minutes. Then I did look up to see where he was, and he was completely gone. So I said, all right, well, I don't get this. Well, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes went by, and then all of a sudden, you get that feeling somebody's looking at you again. It's like, I kind of forgot about him. I turn around, sure enough, there he is. But now he's only about 100 yards away, and he's kind of making somewhat of a slow beeline towards me. So I did a 180, faced him. Now he puts his head down, and he runs the other way. I said, oh, my God. Anyway, he made his way back to the edge of the park. He, instead of coming by me, he decided to turn backwards and go back up around the perimeter of the park, and he took the long way back to his truck. He ended up leaving about 11:30, and from what it looked like, from where I was, it looked like he might have been using maybe an AT Pro, which we all know is a great silver machine.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not so sure how it is on Indians because I've never used one, but, I do know people that find a lot of Indians with them. So.
Oh, yeah, it'll dig them.
Yeah.
It'll dig them.
Yeah, it was one of those crazy odd days today.
Right, your prelude to dance with a detectorist.
Oh, man.
Oh.
And to answer your question, no, he didn't have a tail, Mark. He did not have a tail. Oh, man. Then there was, like I told you before, there's dogs everywhere, right? I told you I almost got bit by a dog a couple weeks ago, didn't I? I did tell you that, right? I had one of those.
No, but I do recall you saying that it was a dog park or something because there were a number of anti-personnel mines.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of that in here. In fact, the park really stunk that day because the wind was blowing kind of in my face. But, yeah, so I almost got bit by a pit bull there a couple weeks ago. It's like, geez, I asked the guy, I said, is he all right? I mean, like, is he going to attack me or what? He goes, he's fine. Yeah, I guess he's fine if you're a gorilla, but I'm not a gorilla, buddy.
Right, going, sure, he's fine if I'm a T-bone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, his tongue was about the size of my foot. It's huge. But anyway, today, it kind of caught me off guard. I was really zoning out and really paying attention to what I was doing, and I had some coins in the hole there. I had a small pocket spill, and so I'm digging out the rest of the coins, and all of a sudden, two dogs decide they're going to have a fight 3 feet from my back.
Wow.
Without knowing, right? Two little ones, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. It looked like a little, those little mini pinchers there? It looked like one of those and a little Shih Tzu.
Well, I see where Swansea posted in the chat that he goes all 007 behind a tree.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, if they haven't met him, he's exaggerating. He doesn't need a tree. He could go all 007 behind a stop sign.
Yeah, right. So it was an interesting day today, to say the least.
Right. It does. It sounds like it.
It was. It was a good day. I actually could have stayed all day. I mean, there's nothing going on here, but yeah, just one of those days I wasn't quite feeling it. So.
And he does do a good impersonation of Sean Connery, too. Looks like we've got a caller coming through, I believe. Yes, we do. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Josh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mark Hoover.
Welcome, Mark.
How you doing, Mark?
Hey, thank you. Hey,
listener to the show and first-time caller.
It's my first time calling. I was going to call in. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to call in the other night when Brad was on, but we were having so much fun in the chat room that I couldn't get a call in.
Well, I know how it goes. There's some nights where I'm practically rolling just watching the chat.
Well, especially when it went offline and we couldn't hear you guys, it just got insane inside the chat room.
Oh yeah, we were watching. As we were trying to address whatever happened.
Anyway, I know that Leighton is getting so tired of digging that location, and he needs to have a stand-in go do it for him.
There you go. Give the back a break for a little bit and send a stunt double in.
Exactly. Josh, you should go do it for him.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm going to try to help him out in July.
Yes, he is coming.
That's great. Well, so I'm calling from Florida, right?
Right. It ought to be nice and warm down there. Maybe you can some of that and send it this way.
It was, we actually did our Central Florida Metal Detecting Club shootout yesterday.
Yeah, the Sunshine Shootout. As a matter of fact, I sent Jim a message wishing him luck and hope everybody had a great day.
You were talking about weather. It was just absolutely spectacular. Had a cool breeze come through, sunny day. Everybody had a great time. I think they said they gave out around $23,000 worth of prizes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And there was over 150 people that were involved. Wow. And so there's just a lot of cool things. And by the way, I probably know this, but I'm a newbie to this hobby, and so I'm still learning a lot. So if I ask questions, it's really trying to learn more about it. But one of the interesting things was the top. I can see Brandon writing stuff in the chat. So anyway, the top prize is a CTX 3030. Of course, that's what everybody wanted to win. And
oh yeah, if I had been there, I'd want to win one.
Yeah, I didn't know the man who won it. He was an elderly gentleman, and probably one of the oldest hunters there. And what was really cool about it, I was standing next to a guy from Sebastian. That group came down for the hunt. And by the way, we had guys from California and Texas, I think Ohio, and I don't know up in New England area, Leighton, who was there, but I know we had some people from all over the country, so that's pretty cool. But
oh yeah, absolutely. Chuck Smalley from Illinois was there as well.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I was going to ask you about him. That's one of the things I want to talk to you about. But so I'm standing there, and this older gentleman wins the CTX 30, and everybody goes crazy. And the guy next to me says, "You're not going to believe this. That same guy won the lottery." And he took the 20-year option, and his 20th year just paid out. So he just finished getting his payout from the lottery. That's the same guy that won the CTX 3030.
Wow. Some people just have all the luck.
Yeah, some guys just have it, Mark.
That's great. Just like you, Leighton. I mean, you got all the luck.
Right, all them Indians.
I think it's CTX over the Indians. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, I could almost barely get out of bed, but I was so sore. I mean, we had such a great time. It went all day long. I was so sore. But, yeah, it was fun. I actually probably don't want to say too much, but I actually took third place in the competition hunt. So I thought you guys might be proud of me doing that.
Yeah, congratulations. Good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a tough thing to accomplish. Very good.
Oh, yeah. Especially in
the
competition hunts. Them people move fast.
Oh, yeah, they're digging woodchuck, that's for sure.
Oh, my gosh. I had no idea. I mean, from the first hunt that I did to that one, I learned a lot. I was like, man, these guys can move.
Oh, yeah, they can. It's a whole different type of hunting.
And I tell you what, you better get out of the way of the women because they will knock you over.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you're in their way, it's like move on over, buddy.
Yeah. But we had a great time, and so tell me about what's his name, Chuck? What's the guy from Mine Lab?
Chuck Smalley.
Yeah, is it Chuck Smalley?
He probably would have been down there helping do some things with Mine Lab, yes. Yeah,
so he taught the CTX 3030 class on Friday. That was an all-day class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's still a firefighter up there in Illinois.
Yes, he is.
And so it was fun just to hear him tell some of his stories. And we had our actual club meeting Friday night, the night before. And he shared some of his stories, so it was a lot of fun.
As I'm sure you know now by this point, too, Chuck's got some great stories.
Yeah, and I didn't realize he was involved in the whole gold hunting up in Alaska thing.
Oh, yeah, Chuck is huge on prospecting.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's got some great, interesting stories, so it was really fun. So, anyway,
very knowledgeable.
Yeah, he is. I had never called in before, and this is kind of a quieter night, so I figured I'd just give you a call and just say hi and say hi to everybody else. And when you get a chance, just shoot me a number. I'll take one of the numbers too.
Oh, we can do that. Actually, I believe you would be number 34.
That's right.
All right. That sounds like a lucky number.
There you go.
You never know. And we'll make sure, hopefully, the gentleman that won the lottery and the CTX doesn't call in.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably still uses the rotary dial.
Sad thing is, many of us can actually remember those.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
right. I saw where somebody posted a couple of weeks ago that they can remember standing next to a black and white TV listening to an 8-track player while dialing a rotary phone, and I thought, good Lord, I feel old.
And I still have an 8-track player.
I used to. I don't believe I do anymore.
Yeah.
I do still have some old 8-tracks, but that's about it.
Yeah, one last thing I was going to tell you. So we were in this park. It's called Moss Park here in Orlando. And we looked up in the tree, and there was this giant, I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but there was this giant squirrel. And, I mean, this thing was as big as a cat. Thankfully, he wasn't a fox.
Squirrel.
Yeah, thankfully he wasn't a, but apparently it's called a fox squirrel, like a Sherman's fox squirrel, and if you Google it, they have a black head, and they have white tipped ears and a white nose, and they look really, it looks like a cat, but it's actually, it's a squirrel. And, everybody was just fascinated by this thing. So first thing I thought of was that skunk on fire.
That's kind of weird, though, because, like, down in Florida, you guys have the, what do they call them, mule deer, I believe.
No.
I don't think we have them in Florida. They're up in Leighton's area, right?
No, actually, we don't have mule deer here. We only have the whitetail, and the moose are much higher up in Maine. Mule deer are out west.
Well, they're much higher up in the air.
Oh, yeah. Mule deer out west, Utah, Colorado.
But it seems like down there you guys have got the smaller, or maybe near Florida, the smaller type of deer. So when when they hear, like those of us up around here, Leighton's area, stuff like that we hit a deer and totaled our vehicle, they're like, well, how? They're so small.
Yeah.
But apparently down there, you guys have got huge squirrels.
Well, just this particular breed, and I don't think it's just Florida. I think, again, if you Google it, it's Sherman's fox squirrel, and you'll see it. But, yeah, you talk about those deer. The small deer are down in the Keys. They call them the key deer, and they're just tiny.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, well, I just wanted to give you a shout. I wanted to tell you about my squirrel story, and we had a great time. So and by the way, it's just been a lot of fun joining your program and chatting with everybody, chatting with while everybody's talking. So thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Well, thank you. That's what we like to hear. We love to hear everyone's having a good time, and the call's appreciated.
All right. Well, you guys have a good evening, and I'll just keep sitting in the chat room and listening.
All right.
Have a good night,
everyone.
All right.
Good night.
Night. Oh, that was very good.
Yeah. See, now somebody should have got a picture of that squirrel, and maybe they'd send it into one of these shows claiming it was like a chupacabra or something.
Oh, Jesus, don't go on that thing. Oh, my God. Well, you know as well as I know. I mean, you're into the radios as long back and far back as I have been. We talked about this a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, about how we got into radio years ago, collecting QSL cards and all that good stuff, and shooting ham and using the PDLs and all that good stuff, and the shooting star antennas and all those things. But I got to say, I remember when I got into that, it always seemed like I was going to say something about these what do you call it, the chupacabra or whatever it was, that devil thing or whatever it was.
Yep.
Yeah, remember, we used to sit there. I'm sure you used to listen to those shows too. And now that Blog Talk Radio has even got it, I'm sure you've seen that too. Have you not, or heard that?
I've checked some of the shows. Usually working nights, I listen to a lot of late night talk radio.
Right. Yeah, for those that don't know, it's kind of like this mysterious animal that people never can catch, or I guess it's mixed like with a devil and a Tasmanian devil, and I don't know. I don't even know what it's supposed to look like. Do you?
Most descriptions are that it's practically like a hairless sort of animal, leathery type of skin. I believe the hind legs are higher than the front legs.
Oh, that's a kangaroo. What's the matter with them?
Razor sharp teeth.
Oh my God! Yeah, and it eats livestock, right?
No, it drains them of blood.
Well, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, I don't know.
If I remember right, I mean, there's so many different stories out there about so many different legends and myths that, man, I mean, you could go on forever. The Chupacabra, the Jersey Devil, the Mothman, yada, 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 Black-Eyed Children, the list goes on.
Yeah, Black-Eyed Children. That's right. Yeah. Well, whatever kind of legend that thing is, it's. I hope it stays wherever it's at, and I never come face to face with it because, of course, I like my. How should I say this tactfully? I like my pants the color they are right now. Is that tactful enough? Huh?
Yeah, I get where you're going.
Okay. Oh, man. Anyway, boy, we're way off the subject of metal detecting tonight. Back on the animals again. What is up?
Well, squirrels. Oh, good grief. Yeah, you never know what you're going to see out there.
Well, the first time I did go metal detecting up in the western part of Mass a few times. I know sometimes Swansea goes over that way in one of the towns that I'm pretty familiar with. And I'll never forget the first time I saw a black squirrel. I actually thought it was a cat in a tree. I didn't realize we even had them. I mean,
Yeah, it's when you see them, you do see them in populated areas.
Yeah,
not necessarily out in the countryside. You see them more in town.
Huh, interesting. Well, do you have black squirrels?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe they crossed with a cat or something.
Black and gray and red.
We got the gray and we got the red ones. Sometimes we see some flying squirrels. But
yeah, I've seen a few fly if they fall out of a tree.
No, we actually have little rocky squirrels, the ones that glide. Little babies.
Yeah. And we've got a caller.
All right, come on in.
Go ahead.
Hey, Josh and Lane, it's Brandon.
Good evening, buddy.
Now, a squirrel falling out of a tree is not a flying squirrel, I'll start with that one. That's a falling squirrel. A flying squirrel are the ones that glide because they get that
that's true.
Between their arms and their body.
I guess they'd have had to have been thrown out of a tree.
Yeah, pretty much. Those are rapidly falling, and it's not the fall that kills them. It's the impact on the ground.
Yeah, it's that sudden stop.
Right.
The sudden stop is what causes the damage. Now, this is a funny thing. A couple of weeks ago, I was doing the same cellar hole thing over and over again, and I had this damn squirrel that was around my person for probably 2 hours. Now, talk about a freak-out situation. What's that?
A little hunting buddy.
Oh, yeah, hunting buddy until this happened. So I dug the hole, and I dug it out. I got a decent, plug out of the ground, the best you can do in the woods. So all of a sudden, it was to pinpoint, it was just barely beeping when I got down the ground. Now I stuck my hand back to pick up my shovel again, and I stuck my hand on something that didn't feel like my shovel. And that little bastard was on the blade of my shovel. And I tell you what, I screamed like a little girl and about ran out of the woods.
That's classic.
Yeah, curiosity got a little bit too good for that thing, and it almost drop-kicked me in the heart like a heart attack. And all he did was probably walk away 2 feet and just probably stayed there and laughed, but I left everything right there, and I literally went probably 20 yards away before I turned around and realized it was that same freaking squirrel that was staring at me the entire time.
Probably walked off and went, well, that was funny. I'm going to go find an aunt now.
Right, it's probably like that commercial where they high-five each other, you know?
Right.
Scare a car off the road or something like that. He's probably over there high-fiving his buddies.
Yeah, walked off to his buddy who was holding the acorns.
Oh, man. Yeah, the one that caused the accident there. Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all I could think of after the fact. And, of course, when I went back to my detectors, the thing's nowhere to be found. But that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, oh, my God, this was like a bad dare for this damn squirrel. But I literally reached to my side, went to grab the blade of my shovel, and that son of a bitch was right in the palm of my glove.
Well, at least it wasn't like the Hoover boys had the whole Trevor incident there. At least.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't feed him.
Yeah. It would have been good, though, Brandon, had you come back and your metal detector was up in a tree in their nest.
It would have been good for the squirrel, not for me.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, have you seen the new commercial?
What's the sound?
Have you guys seen the new commercial with the monkey? And he's talking to his boss, and he's there, and at the end and the boss is asking him for all kinds of paperwork to be done in the next 45 minutes, and he's got to do this and do that and run errands, and all of a sudden the monkey's not saying nothing through the whole commercial, and right at the end he goes me 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 with his lips. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
No, I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't seen that one either.
Oh, I love those animal commercials.
Oh
well. Anyway, that would be on your next list to watch for that because it is funny.
Right.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, just to comment on your wiggle effect too of concentrating on an area going remotely slow. You know, I've been counting the same cellar hole pretty much the entire season. I went out for 2 hours on Thursday, before the rain kicked in, and I pulled out 7 buttons within probably 15 feet of that cellar hole, and one was a tom bag the same size as a dandy button. And I've been over that area over and over again, but just going slower and slower with that nail coil. And I guess that kind of tells me something about the way I detect is apparently I'm going way too fast.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You learn by your mistakes, if you want to call it a mistake. You go in there, you kind of get the real good signals, and then it's almost kind of like, I call it like sniffing it out. It's like you almost really talk your detector into making a noise that's going to produce enough for you to make you want to dig. I do the same thing in a park, same exact thing. I'll take my time, and what I might have probably gone over and went by and just left it the first 5 or 10 times at that park or wherever, a private property, I'm starting to now do the same thing. Like I said, the wiggle effect, or just really slow and low and just taking my time. And when I say low and slow, I mean low and slow, not just with the coil, but I hardly ever move my feet. I mean, literally, I'm just overlapping every single, like I might take 5 or 6 swings over the same spot. That's how many times I'm doing it. It's crazy.
Right.
And apparently it works.
It does work. It does work, absolutely. And I can't tell you how many times I've found in this park multiple Indians that are so close together, they have to be lost by the same person. There's that many pocket spills. I probably have 25 pocket spills there. And again, like I said, over the time that I've been there, the last 12 visits, including today's hunt, I've had at least a good dozen or so, or maybe, take that back, a good dozen coins in one hole with another one right beside it, so that makes up for the 25 multiples. It's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. I don't know how many that have been there. The very first day I was there, I had my first pocket spill. I had the Barber Dime, I had V-Nickel, and an Indian Head Penny, if you remember, Josh. That was my first little pocket spill the first day I went. So
yeah, that's right.
I ended up with 15 Indians that first visit. Had I known how many were there, I would have never left that day. I would have stayed there all day long. I was only there for 3 or 4 hours that day, and I had 15, so it was a good day. It was a little taste of what was to come. So the best day there, Brandon, I had was I had 18
30.
silver dimes. Well, I had 18 silver dimes. That was the same day I had the 30 Indian head pennies. But I also had some silver pieces of jewelry, too, that day. I think I ended up with like 23 pieces of silver that day. It was ridiculous. But I stayed all day.
That's going to explain the difference in technology. If people have been there before and they thought that they really hammered the place out, or, again, they're going too fast. You know, there's going to be a couple of explanations for that factor, too. And you said this was a public place. You know, it's remotely, you know, public to everybody, or is it kind of like a public park that's kind of been mundane for a long time?
No, it's a public park. There's hundreds of people that walk through it every single day, probably for the last 10, 15 years. It was established in 1889, I believe.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. And I was just told today that there used to be club hunts there back in the 80s, in the early 90s, late 80s into the 90s. When there was club hunts, they had a local club that was there, or, you know, group, and I heard there were like 15 or 20 people that used to go in that park at a time.
Wow.
And spend the whole day. I just don't understand how they're missing. Okay, I can understand how they miss the Indians, because a lot of people don't get that little grunt, and it's good.
Oh, they're cherry picking.
But how are they missing all the silvers? I got to be honest. That's one I can't explain, because in the 12 hunts I've got over 70 plus, probably closer to 75. I think I got to add them up. I'll add them up and I'll post it. But I think I've got between 70 and 75 silver coins out of there. I've only got 2 silver quarters. I got 1 Barber and I got 1 Stand Liberty. I haven't got any Washington quarters out of there, or any other. I haven't got no seededs. But today I dug my 5th seeded dime. So I've got 5 seeded dimes out of there so far. And I probably have 30 or 40 Barber dimes. There's a lot of Barber dimes in that park.
And at the depth that you're explaining it, you would think that'd be pretty hard to miss with a decent machine.
Right. Yeah, honestly, these are really loud signals. This isn't, like I said, a little squeak and, you got to hit it from a different direction.
Yeah, that's why I had said, last weekend maybe? Maybe you should have told them they got to hold the detector the other way or put batteries in.
Right. Put a coil on it, turn it on, put batteries in. Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know. It's just crazy stuff.
Now, just to comment on something Mark had said, I'm not familiar with this term. What exactly is a competition hunt?
Oh, Leighton, you want to take that one, or have you done any competition hunting?
I've never done a competition. I've been, to group hunts like we did with Brandon, that way. But the competition hunts that I know of, I think it's the most coins in a certain amount of time, and whoever digs all objects. And then whoever comes out on top is how they award the prizes, I believe, anyway. But
right. It all, sometimes it's the most coins or the most tokens. Right. And if you've ever been to like a seated club hunt where, there's all sorts of silver coins in the ground, go get them, guys. Right. It's kind of like that. Everybody's just zipping all over the place. It's like...
Chuck Smalley actually had one a couple of years ago, Josh.
Up
in Boston, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it was called the competition hunt. And now that I think of it, and it was just pennies. They threw pennies everywhere. But they had age groups. So they had the adults, they had the children, and they had, the little youngster ones,
Right. They will usually separate it by groups to keep it a little fair, because, let's face it, you get some 8-year-old kid out there who's never hunted before, and then some adult who's been hunting for 15 years.
Right. And the one that Mark and Mine Lab actually put on was up on a beach. Just outside of Boston. And in fact, Mark is confirming that I guess I was right on what I was just commenting on. So yeah, it's the most coins, and within a certain time limit, they give you 45 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is, and then you bring them all to the counting area, and then they'll issue you your number, and then I guess you get to pick whatever you can from that prize.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool.
Now, do they do competition hunts on natural hunts too, or is it always seeded?
It's usually seeded. Yeah, usually seeded.
Okay.
Yeah, usually they'll go out there and they'll throw the coins prior to the day that they're going to actually do the hunt. They usually have their tent right there on the beach that's situated probably within the middle of wherever all the coins will be.
Now, I have done a competition hunt or two just for the experience, but there's nothing against them, to each their own. People who love that stuff, that's great. It's just not necessarily my cup of tea.
Yeah, I second that. That's not something that I'm into. In fact, when I went up there, it was the day I actually ended up, I hunted with Chicago Lawn, and I think I hunted with Gary Drayton that day, as a matter of fact. So we just ended up going off to the side, but and then let them take off and do their thing later on. And like I said, Chuck was there. Chuck Smalley was there. There was a few other guys there, too. So It was a great gathering. It was fun. It's great to meet them guys,
Oh, yeah. Chuck's a great guy to talk to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a great time that day. I haven't seen him in quite a while, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've talked to Chuck myself. I knew he was going to be at the Sunshine Shootout.
Yep.
But I'd venture to say the last I talked to him was probably just after SHOT Show out in Vegas.
Okay. When's the last time you hunted with him? Did you hunt with him?
With Chuck?
Yeah.
That's been...
that was with Chicago Lawn.
Yeah, that's been about a year ago.
Yeah, right. I think it was just after, actually, I think we had our show here, and then you guys had it like a few months later, or a month or two later.
Yeah, that was, let's see, I believe the end of August.
Yeah, I think we were like in June or July. So, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Mark was just saying in the chat room about how they had some different colored, painted coins,
Yeah,
the red, blue, yellow.
Where they signify certain prizes. Sometimes they could signify premium prizes, or maybe it puts you into a drawing for something. It really, from hunt to hunt, it changes as the wind blows.
Yeah, well, I found a gold coin that day. They didn't have gold on the raffle, so I just threw it away.
What a tough problem to have.
Oh, don't let him fool you. He taped it to his coil so it weighed his detector down.
Counterbalance.
Duct tape.
Right.
Oh, man.
But he did it in style. He used the orange tape. That way, if it come loose, he could find it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, in fact, I think that same day they also handed out little plastic hand scoops, so that way you could dig really fast, which was a pretty good idea. I've never been to a collective hunt like that. You know what I mean? It was, like I said, I didn't go to do the hunt, but I went and I saw a lot of people that I did know, and I didn't realize they were actually handing out hand scoops. You couldn't keep them, but it was a good idea to have them there because some people had no idea what they were actually was going to be involved.
Right, yeah, because a lot of times people don't know what the digging situation is going to be like, and some of those competition hunts like that, that's what they want you to use as an actual hand scoop, not like a Lesh digger, not a full-size scoop. Things like that.
I mean, even when Leighton and I were down in that Connecticut hunt last month, I had no idea what to expect. I've never been on the beach metal detecting before, and of course I had my my piranha digger down there too, and in the sand, it doesn't do anything for you. When you dig a hole out of it, it fills back in.
Right. Yeah. They're designed. They're wicked as all get out for the dirt, but not so much for beach application.
And I still have not gone back down to that Connecticut beach, Leighton, and found that signal right near the tunnel that you left for me, buddy. I appreciate you, leaving a 2-foot target down there that you couldn't find, but I still haven't gone down there and recovered it yet.
I know. I was just waiting for you, buddy.
Take a bowl of rice with you.
Well, you're going to have to do something because he was in fortune cookie country, and He still couldn't get it out of the ground. When he filled the hole back in, looked right at me square in the eye, he goes, Swansea, it's down there if you want it.
Well, I always fill your holes.
Hey,
right.
Brandon, I'm treating you like the brother I never had.
Right. What a guy, what a guy.
Right, that could be good or bad.
Right.
If he's detecting it with the machine that he's using and he can't find the target after that amount of footage, I'm pretty sure my AT Pro is either not going to find it again or I'm going to have to bring in a backhoe just to find the target.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe even a ladder.
Right.
We'd hate like hell for you to fall when you're trying to crawl halfway back out of that hole.
Well, like you said, I can hide behind the stop sign, so a few grains of sand might get in my way. I'd never make it back out again.
Yeah, oh God, I'm being buried alive. Somebody help, throw me a rope.
Oh, man. Hey, you know what? Maybe it was a treasure chest there or something. Maybe I should have kept digging.
You might have, that woman did find that styrofoam cooler full of beer cans.
Beer.
She did. Yeah, there was 2 girls there digging. I know they were all happy and giddy when they first got on the beach. I think she found a ring. I don't know if it was planted, but I know she ended up winning that. I think she ended up getting that nice digging tool too, did she not?
Yes, she did. Yep, because she found that ring. Yep.
Oh, it was because of the ring. Okay, yeah, good. That's awesome.
Yep, and then that guy that found the little black satchel of coins, which the funny thing was nobody had claimed that they found it the entire hunt until the very end when they claimed it. He held it up proudly. I can't remember his name.
Joey.
Yeah, he held it up proudly. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Joey. And no one else even knew that he'd found it the entire time. He kept it quiet during the entire hunt, so everybody thought it was still out there.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
he found it right underneath the big log. That's where he was.
Sometimes mum's the word.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was hilarious, Josh. When everybody said that nobody found it, and then when they called it out, he just pulled it out of his pocket. And the look on his face when he walked up, and everybody's like, really? Somebody found that thing and nobody heard about it?
Yep, he's going, well, I figured I'd wait until the end and surprise everyone.
Well, that and he was keeping the hunt alive, basically, at that point, too. Everybody had the prospect of saying, oh, it's still out there, it's still out there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because once it's found, that's the end of it, right? Everybody wants to throw in the towel, so to speak. And, I mean, I was pretty much done at that point, too, so.
Oh, I mean, it got so damn cold that day. The wind came in off the ocean, and it was just brutal by that noon, 1 o'clock hour.
Yeah, it was. I think by 11 o'clock I had enough anyway, but yeah, it was really nasty there. That wind came off on the shore, and that was the end of it.
Yep, pretty much.
Wow.
But, if they have a good turnout like that this year, I told them next year, Josh and I would be more than happy to throw it out there over the airwaves for him and get him a little more coverage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we can somehow get maybe 250 people there next year. And I'll tell you what, for a first time, last minute put together show, they had a great turnout and the prizes were really nice. I thought they did very well with all the contributions that everybody brought. They did
I agree with that too. Instead of an entry fee, people that brought in a $10 plus prize, I think that was probably the best thing out there because there was a lot of great things put out there. There were diggers, there were pouches, there were, Mind Lab first aid kits. There was a lot of stuff out there. Brandon Neese's books were put out there. There was a lot of stuff out there worth well over that $10, and everybody walked away with something.
Yeah. I think I ended up, what did I end up? I ended up, because my number was chosen a little bit, maybe 3/4 of the way through. Obviously, if your number is called earlier, the better you have a choice of prizes. But that being said, I think I was about maybe a little better than half or 3/4 of the way through, and I ended up picking off the table, I think, a couple of nice coin books, a couple of coin folders, and a United States Red Book.
Right, and I believe, didn't you hand them off to a couple of kids?
Yeah, there was a couple of kids that were, kind of eyeballing it, and then I gave one of the books to a friend of mine, too. So, yeah, we gave them away. I didn't even keep them. Well, I'd already bought some anyway, remember, Josh? So
Right, yeah. Still, though, I mean, very kind of you to turn around and donate those to others.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's what keeps the kids involved, and, it's, I could have kept them and gave them away on the show here or something like that, but you know what? What better way to keep a child enthused than to get it from an old man like me, right? So I gave it to them, and they were really happy. And I think some of the kids actually walked away with quite a bit of stuff, too. So I wasn't the only one that was giving stuff to them. There was, I don't want to take all the fame, but there were some other guys and ladies, too, that were giving some stuff to the children.
Well, and I'll tell you, too, speaking of giveaways, I have been watching, and it looks like our numbers are starting to come back from the venue change.
Oh, good.
They are starting to come back up. Our stats are still moving, and we'll get back there soon, hopefully. And at that time,
yes, go ahead. Tell me.
We'll probably start bringing the giveaways back here as well. And boy, do we have some nice goodies we're setting on.
Yeah, let's throw that out there. I know there's only a few people in the chat room, but maybe we can't say exactly what it is, but let's hint it. Let's hint it out there. How can we say it?
Well, there's one easy way to say it. Just tell everybody that I won. It's fine. I have no problem with that. You can call me out personally. It's not a big deal.
Let's put it this way. It takes batteries. Now, be good.
Yeah, be nice.
Oh, boy.
We're a family show here.
Yeah.
Yes, some of the giveaway items could take batteries.
Yeah.
Which stands to reason. Some of them you may even be able to use in the field.
And it shrinks, does it not? It gets longer and it shrinks.
Oh, boy.
I'm just saying.
Hey, sometimes you just got to tell it the way it is.
Yeah. Look, that's the first time I think Brandon's been a loss for words.
I
have nothing to say to that.
I got to check the chat. The chat's probably going, oh, God, we're going to have way too much fun with this.
Oh, man. Yeah, it shrinks up, and it takes batteries. It gets longer.
Yeah.
It folds.
It could, yeah.
It folds.
Yeah. You may even be able to wiggle with it a little bit.
And a part of it's round. Right?
Right, yeah. It's got a head.
If you guys would stop talking about my weed whacker, we'd be better off.
Well, you can swing with it.
Yeah, you can.
Oh. Now, you mean like swing as in the 70s or swing as in nowadays?
Well, that depends. That could be taken a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Oh, some nights we just have way too much fun on here.
Yeah, but no, we do. All kidding aside, we got some really great prizes coming up, and we really look forward to it. And
yeah,
it will be actually. We're gonna. I don't know if you know it or not, Brandon, and everyone in the chat room, but we actually put the flyer out for the Fanatic Charters and the Numbers giveaway, and I think
I would do that.
All right, great. If anyone would be nice enough to share that on their homepage, we'd really appreciate it. And what we're going to do coming up in the next few days, I think Josh and I are going to take some numbers or somehow give numbers to people that inquire about them on Facebook. And then what we're going to do is, mark those down and then only go up to 100 like we said.
Yeah, it's basically the thing that does not change is we're only taking 100 entries, and we're, 34 of those are already gone.
Right. So there's very minimal numbers left.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how we're going to do the rest of the numbers, I think. And now that our numbers are getting up there, we want everybody to get a fair shake at it. So what we're going to do is we'll be giving that away in June for that July.
Still going to have to tune into the show to claim.
That's right. That's the only way you'll be able to win it, is if you call in if your number has been chosen. So that's what we want.
Right. But yeah, we do hope to, because I enjoy doing the giveaways, and, let's face it, everybody likes to win something every now and then.
Right. That's right.
Whether they've, like with me, I don't care if I've got 5 of them here.
Right.
I'm still entering to win one, whatever that may be.
In fact,
and sometimes, a lot of those times, I will take that and turn around and, like, if I win a prize somewhere, I may turn around and just give it away on the show.
Right, right. I've done that many times. In fact, I have, talking about stuff just laying around and stuff, I should really get my act together over here and look through my office. I just got a whole case of Mind Lab hats. So,
wow! I may have to try to win one of them.
I'll see what I can do for you, buddy. And I still have a bunch of calendars, too, for this season to give away.
Although, I guess, in a sense, I may not necessarily need a Mind Lab hat, because I've got a real snazzy under-the-radar hat.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you got one of. I think you got the last one.
Oh.
And I've also, for the winners, and for the people, winner, I should say, for the winners of the trip/fishing trip metal detecting weekend in July, I will have some T-shirts to give away to those winners. So those have already been ordered, and are.
And if they ask really nice, we won't sign them so that they're not devalued.
There you go. That's right. We don't want to wreck anything, right? We don't want to wreck anything.
Or at least, maybe I won't.
Right. Well, I feel that way too sometimes. I remember somebody asked me, we had that big show a few years ago, and then I went to Canada and did that big seminar with Steve Z there. And
right, that had to have been a good time.
I can't believe how many people wanted my autograph. I felt honored. I really did. It was great. It was a great, great day. I had such a great time up there in Canada. I'm really looking forward to it again. In fact, for those that don't know, they are going to have another dig in June.
That's right.
So that is put on by a friend of mine, Jack Summers, and Radio World. So get in there and check that out. It's on my webpage.
There you go. Absolutely.
If you can make it to their show, I know that they would love to see everybody. It's not that far. I'm actually going to drive up, buddy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a good ride. But it's okay. Got the new truck. I'll be styling.
There you go.
All right. I'll be in my own little world, listening to Howard Stern's all the way up there and all the way back.
Oh. Now, see, and you can throw your CTX in there and say, there you go, I just pimped my ride. Yeah,
I'm thinking about I was just going to, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I have in the back of my truck, I have my fishing rod rack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will put my extra coils that are on my Anderson shafts inside of the rod holders. I'll look like I'm like all decked out for like ham radio or something with all those things hanging off the back.
Right.
Look like special antennas.
Yeah, exactly. He's listening for UFOs.
That's right. That's right. And, of course, we also have that treasure show in Taunton, Mass. This year, the Silver City Treasure Seekers. That's on September 17th this year. Admission's $4 each. Children under 12 are free with an adult.
Look for the sign that's a half a block long.
Yes, and why you're saying that is because it is actually called the Plymouth Bristol Technical High School, and that's at 940 County Street, or Route 140 in Taunton, Mass. And they'll have everything from 50/50s. I believe they're giving an XP Deus away. I'm trying to get them to switch over to the MindLab CTX, but maybe we can get both of them. I don't know. We'll see. But at least the XP Deus is, I believe, and I think there's two other ones that, mid-range, and then there's a beginner model of some type too. So, and they'll have food, and they'll have everybody from television personalities to radio show personalities. So we're looking forward to it.
There you go. Yeah, definitely.
And one other last plug I'd like to throw in here. Don't forget, this month, April 30th, treasure hunting cookout at Penwood Motor Lodge in Sebastian.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Maybe Mark might want to get up there and go to that. Everybody and his brother's going to be there.
That's right. Be some great people for him to meet there, and just a wealth of knowledge in one spot.
Right. Our very own Captain Carl Fisman would be there. I know that for a fact. I saw that on his post. So he'll be there.
Right.
Again, it's free to get in. It's a cookout. I believe they start around 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little earlier. All they ask is that you either give them a donation, if you can, and or you can bring, you can bring a dessert or some soda or, something to eat. I know I am not, unfortunately, able to go. I am not able to go this year.
Well, and
2 weeks in a row, and I'm really upset about not being able to get down there because I really wanted to go this year. I just can't pull it off right now. So
I just want to go anywhere warm.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely got to get away and do that. But
Tahiti, Bali, Maui, anything. It sounds
anything
good.
with the E on the end of it, or should I
right.
say? Yeah, exactly.
Right. Swansea, maybe in August.
Yeah, right. If we're lucky.
Right, because it's still kind of cool there for you right now too.
Oh, it's unreal. It hasn't got out of the 30s in the last few days, where 2 weeks ago it was in the 70s.
Right, that's just so unfair.
It is. Now, can I give a shameless plug where I'll be on April 30th this year?
Go ahead.
Al Fu from Al's All Metal Detecting, he's doing the Foo Fest in New England, which is going to be down in Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that's April 30th for the main day, and then the next day, if you want to stay overnight, the next day is free. It's only $75 for the Saturday. He's doing a seated part of the hunt, which is much smaller than he expected because the grounds were on. But it's 1740s, 1750s grounds, 150 acres. I'll be down there on April 30th this year.
Well, 150 acres ain't necessarily anything to shake a stick at.
Exactly. It's a lot of ground for 100 diggers, the first 100 people that sign up. That's where they did the digging in New England last year, but this will be the first time it's ever been tilled.
Okay. It's the same spot where we were last year?
Correct. The same spot plus about 75 acres added on top of it, and it's all going to be rototilled this year for the first time in I think they said the last 15, 20 years.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Wish you luck when you get there. I don't know if I can make that, but if I can, I might meet up with you.
If you want, I'll add you to the group, Leighton, and at least you can make the decision after the fact.
Yeah,
it's always good to keep your options open.
I appreciate that. Yeah, go ahead. Thanks.
That would be very nice of you, Swans.
Yep, I'll add you to the group, Leighton, right after we get off the phone here, and if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. At least you can follow what's happening with the fines.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll throw them. I've seen it. I believe I am part of the group because I've seen it posted, and every now and then I'll get some updates. So, but if not, just check. If I'm not, throw me in there. Appreciate
I'll do that.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not bad though, $75. I mean, and like you said,
well, that is catered. You know, they've got the porta potties. It's all catered. Plus, part of the hunt on the first day with Al is it's going to be all seeded coins. He's got a ton of silvers and stuff. I'm not really into the seeded hunts myself. I just like to get out to these places just to meet people. But the rest of the place is all natural hunts, and then the second day is whoever stays over from Saturday into Sunday. It's all going to be natural hunts the next day too. So it's well worth the $75. Believe me.
Now, if it's catered, are you catering?
Oh, hell no. I'm not doing my barbecue. I'm digging.
Well, I had to check.
I know where you can get some zucchini bread.
Yeah, that's true.
Or some amazing beer bread with cheddar, bacon, and jalapeno.
Yeah.
That's not even right.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It is awesome. It is. A little hot for Utah, but it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, he's a crybaby. You know, he doesn't like even having onions on his sandwiches. That's his own problem.
I know. Who would have guessed it's too hot for the guy from Texas?
Right, exactly. You know, that's his own deal. But, you know, I tried to convince him that it's not that hot, you know, but even from New Hampshire, that's how we warm up in the wintertime. Jesus.
Right. Although he will definitely agree with Leighton that the zucchini bread is just excellent.
Yep, I saw his post the other day about that. You know, if you're just one of those namby-pamby guys that can't handle the heat, I understand.
But, you know, it's not all hot. She offers quite a variety of breads and chocolates and candies, and Utah's still trying to understand how I don't weigh like 400 pounds.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I ordered, off your wife, not to bring up a different topic, but I ordered 3 dozen of her chocolate Easter bunnies with the peanut butter filled for my wife and my kid for Easter, because it's much better than going to.
I was rather shocked when that order came through, because I'm like, what? No, that's not like him. He must be ordering them for his wife or something.
Yep, the wife and the kid, and they just barely finished them off from the Easter, and they claimed it was much better than any Reese's peanut butter cup you could ever buy.
Oh, yeah, they are good. They are good. I could gorge myself on those things until I'm sick. Oh, but that's the way it goes. She definitely does a good job with that sort of stuff. That's why they're treasures and tasty treats.
That's right.
Well, and did you happen to notice the post I did tonight, Swans?
I don't think I've seen that yet, no.
It was an old video clip, but it was with information that I should have added to it then on that merchant token with the swastika.
Oh, okay.
Kind of interesting. Still can't find out much more about it yet, but, you know, making headway.
You know what you want to do is, Josh, is post that over in the WTF forum.
Well, see, I've got it narrowed down to the business.
Right, I know that.
The guy's biography and everything. The thing I can't find yet is where the business may have been located or when. And I think I've got it nailed down to between 1905 and 1909.
Right. Well, and you've got 2 of them. You don't have one, you got 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've got the same token, but...
Same front.
Same front. Mm-hmm. But, you know, but mine doesn't have a town on it. It has a store, but it doesn't have the town. But if you're a local, you know where the town was. You know, that's how we found out. But again, mine is probably from the 1920s. So they were in circulation for a while. I guess they were a very popular item at one time.
Yeah, see, I originally thought from the 20s to the 30s, but I do know that the gentleman filed bankruptcy in 1909.
So...
Which leads me to think that after that he would have been out of business.
Yeah, it probably takes about a year to go out if he had a pretty good size inventory. So probably a year, 6 months to a year. Mm-hmm. Most places take about that long. You know, they always do that GOB thing for...
Right. So I would think that the token would have been in use prior to that.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. You know what? That was probably obsolete. They probably couldn't even use that token if they were, in fact, going out of business.
Mm-hmm. And likewise, I also know that by 1905, he was sole owner of the company, which is why I say that it must have been in use somewhere between 1905 and 1909.
Right. That's cool.
Because it wouldn't make sense to put just your name on the token if you had business partners.
Right. That's right.
So, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, even Bill and I have been going through this for over the last year. Bill out in Ohio, Ohio Relic Hunter, and I, we both found the same watch winder. I found one here in New Hampshire. He found one in Ohio. We posted in the ID Me pages, the WTF pages, everywhere, and nobody can actually identify this exact watch winder. It's got an anchor, the chain, a trident, all this stuff. There's only been one other post before that on TreasureNet, and nobody can identify it.
Wow. Send a picture of it to Howard Hewitt.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, but I've also sent it to American Diggers magazine, and no one's been able to identify the same exact one, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's unreal. Bill found one in Ohio, and I found one here in New Hampshire with the exact same design.
Nice. Very nice.
I was going to say, one day you'll put that in Google and everything will come up about it. One day.
Well, I hope so, Leighton, because Bill and I have been trying this forever, and that one post, Bill just put it in the chat room there. In 2007, it was on TreasureNet. But other than that, no one's ever identified that watch winder, and it's got such recognizable marks. That's the unreal part about it.
Right.
Yeah, you would think with a design like that, that's going to stick out to everyone, and that's going to be something where when they've seen it, if they've seen it previously, they're going to remember it.
Let me ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
You tried Googling it. I know sometimes we all get kind of stuck in what the object itself is. Like, when you Googled it, what type of phrase or words did you put in there? And then I'll just kind of like reiterate on something I was thinking about.
Or even try a Google reverse image search.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Bill's
is in much better shape than mine is.
Well, yeah, that being said, but what I'm trying to find out is, what are you actually putting in Google? Watchfinder? Watch winders?
Yep, watch winders, or even just not even that, but small brass piece, with trident, anchor, chains. I mean, we've tried. Bill and I have gone over this for a straight year.
Okay, so that's what I'm
anchor key.
Right, anchor key, right. Yeah.
Right, anchor key, watch key, clock winder key, but it's so small. I mean, it's literally the size of a quarter or smaller. And Bill still has a loop on the top of it, and you can actually see the opening on the other end of his, which tells you it's probably most definitely a watch winder.
Right, watch winder probably for a
watch key or whatever. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like it's very tiny. It's probably for a pocket watch more than anything else.
Correct. Yep.
And probably a fancy one at that.
It probably
very fancy.
It probably hung on the same chain, which is why they probably lost it.
Right, on the opposite end of the watch chain.
Exactly, right. That's probably on the other end of the watch chain. That's right. So, yeah, that's pretty
good. What I'll have to do, I'll tell Bill's listening to the show, tell him to post it on your guys', the Beyond Sight and Sound. You guys can take a look at it, because, like I said, his is in much better shape. But it's the exact same design. It's got the anchor coming down the middle. It's got the trident. It's got the chain wrapped around. On the back side, it looks like, for lack of better terms, scales, dragon scales, the entire pattern down the whole back side.
Nice. I like it already.
Is it brass?
Oh, no, it's an amazing, amazing thing.
Brass, copper, gold?
I would have to guess it's made out of brass or a brass alloy.
Right. I would think so, yeah.
But it's been posted many times on the ID Me pages. It's been posted on, like I said, TreasureNet in 2007. They couldn't even come up with anything like that. So that's the only three we've ever seen the exact same pattern of.
Huh. Wow. Who was the other guy on TNet that posted it? Do you know?
That I don't, because I'm not a member of their group, to be honest with you. When I Googled it, I saw the guy's exact picture, the same one that I have and that Bill has. I'm not a member of the group. It just came up in the Google images, the exact same one.
Right. I was going to say,
Bill still has the loop on the top where it would attach to the chain.
Yeah, maybe the other guy happens to have a little more info on it than you. It might be not a bad idea if you just go into TreasureNet and see if you don't have to be a member. You can just type that in the search bar, and it may come back as an old post, and see if maybe that guy is still available. He might not be there anymore, but he might be. You never know.
Yep, that's possible too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it never hurts to check.
Right. I mean, I
also going to take pictures now to post them on you guys' group.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm still a member of TNet. I haven't been on it in a few years now since Facebook.
Yeah, I haven't been on it in quite some time either, but I'm still a member.
But I know if you go back into it, even if you're not a member, I mean, you could just type in a keyword here or there, and it should come up and find out who actually posted the original post on with a picture. So, right. I've done that, over the past, gone in there and type in something that I found, and it still comes up. Like when I found that cache of coins, I actually typed in coin cache on Google, and it brought me to my post on TNet. I found a cache of coins. They were all German coins. A lot of silver. I had 104 coins in an hour and a half. And my son also had about another 75 or 80. They were all on the
Good
beach.
Lord.
Yeah, this was a few years, about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. It was a whole cache. There was another guy that joined us towards the end of the hunt. There was actually 4 guys, and between all of us, I think we had close to 400 coins that day.
Nice.
Unreal.
Yeah, it was I still have quite a few of them. The biggest one I found, the biggest German silver coin I found, is probably the size of maybe $2 silver wide. It's huge. It's got to be over 2 ounces, probably 3 ounces of silver, German silver.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll have to post that up again.
Right. Well, and speaking of posting up.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Yeah, I guess we should probably head on out of here, and, we'll be back Wednesday with the J-Team.
All right, well, that sounds like a plan. Brandon, thanks for calling in. Mark?
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Great show as always. And, if you've got any information that you can find from, I think Bill's posting it on the page as we speak, but, that'd be excellent because we've been trying this for over a year. Bill found his before I think I found mine. Mine was in a farm field down in Northfield, Mass. Bill found his at an old foundation down in Ohio. So, yeah, it'd be excellent. Josh is a guru with information, apparently, with the ring return. So, just unreal to be able to see the things. And you guys do very well at identifications, and we'd be curious to see if you guys can do anything with that. And I appreciate the show, guys.
Well, you never know. We'll try. So I guess until then, Leighton.
Keep it low, keep it slow. And thanks for joining in tonight. We'll see you folks on Wednesday evening, 8 p.m.
There you go. We're out of here, folks.